Hi, um, my name's Lindsay, and I went to what's it called? Um, it's Your Choice or Is It? Religious Perceptions of the Queer Community New Student Dialogue. And, yeah, so I'm just gonna answer these questions that I'm supposed to answer. Do you feel your group achieved true dialogue? Why or why not? Um, I was never totally sure what true dialogue was, to be totally honest, during this thing. But, yeah, I think we did. We talked a lot. I don't really think we talked about what the topic was. We just kind of talked about random things that happened to us during high school. But we were definitely having a good discussion. Lots of people were talking and nobody was yelling at each other, so that's cool. Um, there were like four people who talked a lot more than everybody else. Like there were probably about eight people who just didn't say anything the entire time, but I mean that's expected. Um, Yeah, what role did I play in the group? I probably commented a couple of times. Um, Other than that, I'm not sure what my role was. I think I shared my opinion on like whatever we were talking about. Why do you think dialogue is a component of Library 100? Well, I mean, it seems like it's a good idea to learn how to talk to each other politely and about important topics without causing some kind of argument or war between each other. Um, do you see dialogue as a useful tool in your university experience? I definitely think dialogue would be a useful tool to anybody, not just at college, but you need to be able to talk to people and explain your views. Um, so I've now answered all the questions, and I need to record another 3 minutes of video. So I'm not totally sure what to talk about now. Um, Other opinions about the dialogue. I thought the people who led us were pretty cool. They really seemed like they knew what they were doing. I guess they went to some kind of like training thing before they started leading the dialogue. Um, I didn't think the differences between dialogue and discussion were really like valuable. I mean, I'm pretty sure that other that seems stupid. Dialogue and discussion are the same thing, guys. Like, come on. And I really thought the exercise that we did with like well, I don't know if everybody did this, but what we did was we like we stood in the middle of the room, and then they asked us questions, like really personal questions actually, but I guess we didn't really have to answer. We could have just like stood in the middle of the room. But they told us like agree was one side of the room, strongly agree was one side of the room, and strongly disagree was the other side of the room. And they just told us to walk to one side if we like strongly agreed or strongly disagreed with the question. So like one of the questions was something like, have we ever seen people being like abused or something because of their sexual orientation? And like most people went to the agree side, or I don't know, stuff like that. And it was just really interesting to see other people's experiences during high school, because I went to an international school, so not in America, so it was just like completely different from everybody else. I thought it was pretty cool. Um, we had a fire drill in the middle of ours actually, so I think it got cut short, definitely. So I guess we missed out on part of the workshop, but I'm not sure everybody was particularly disappointed by that. One thing that I thought was pretty interesting about our dialogue was that it was about uh, basically the gay community, the homosexual community, and yet nobody in the dialogue was actually homosexual. Like we did the little thing in the beginning that asked you a bunch of personal questions like how old are you and what is your gender, what is your like sexuality, and it was just interesting. I think most people just chose this like new student dialogue because of the time, and it didn't seem like anybody was actually that interested in it. But oh well, it was pretty fun. I mean, it was definitely kind of annoying that we had to go there, but it was an interesting experience. I have 10 seconds left. I'm not totally sure what to say. Um, yeah, I guess that was basically my new student dialogue experience. Thanks, Clemson. Yeah.